India had been governed for the benefit of Britain, a source of highly paid employment for British civil servants. We literally paid for our own oppression.
Now, the Raj, you have to remember, created something called the Indian Civil Service, the ICS. It was the finest civil service in the world, incorruptible, recruited by open public examination, opened to Indians from the 1860s, more than half Indian by the time of independence. And it was the steel frame which held independent India together after independence, and our own civil service later learnt from it. So this was a huge amount of a transfer of civil society. The British created municipal self-government, provincial autonomy from 1937, free elections in 1945 when we elected a constituent assembly, and they transferred power to an educated, politically savvy civil society which no, not on a point of information. You may learn some information. So there was a pan-Indian educated class to which the British handed power. It was not their fault that they had to partition because Indian politicians insisted on it. Thank you. They also created a certain kind of liberal nationalism which was imparted to Indian educated classes. No, I'm not on a point of order. Now, if you compare the British Empire with other empires, and there were other European empires, it's very strange, isn't it, that virtually all British former colonies are democracies today. The same is not true of... No, sit down. Stop interrupting. Typical woke left-winger. So, no. You're going to hear something different for a change. No, you're not going to be heard. If you compare the British Empire with these other empires, it is very strange that all of the British former colonies, with maybe one or two exceptions, are democracies. It's not true of any of the others, and it's not true of the Chinese Empire or the Russian Empire or the Indian Empire in Kashmir. Don't blame the British for Kashmir. It's Indian Hindu nationalism which is responsible for Kashmir, and it's Indian Hindu majoritarianism which led to partition. The British did their best to avoid partition. Look up the Cabinet Mission Plan. Look up the Cripps Plan. You know, these are just very easy sort of canards to direct.